From what it looks like, I mean, I kind of looked it over. I think we're going to start working on the steering rack next. So if yours is like mine, where it's just hanging out the passenger side, right there, I'm basically going to shove this back now through there and aim it back through the driver's side, over there somewhere. So let's see how long this takes. Alright, I'm going to have to attach something right here and pull this ABS line or lines away so that I can wrestle the rest of it in. Have something right here. Wrap it around. Now, that's out of the way. Not enough. I'm gonna have to go in. This ain't very easy. Not right now. Okay. Here. So after wrestling with the steering rack for probably another 10 minutes, I was finally able to get the holes to line up there and there. Now we'll just have to attach the lines, power steering lines that were on the steering rack. So let's take a look over here. So this part needs to go above here, and it's going to be reattached to right there eventually. So we'll just pop it in there soon after we do some other stuff and after we tighten everything down inside there. But yeah, don't give up. It is doable, but it is a pain. Huge pain. Alright, next we'll insert this bolt through here, maybe. Let's see. May require a little bit more force. rubber. Yeah, it's going. So, and then there's the nut on the back, and then we'll tighten it down. Alright, so I'm just using a 18mm wrench over here, 18mm socket on this side, and just tightening it down. Alright, let's move underneath the car and look up right here at the cross member. So here's the sway bar. Here's the ABS system. This hole has to line up. Let me see. This hole has to line up with the hole right here, and that is where the steering rack gets connected. So we'll grab this bolt. Push it through, and then on the back we attach that, and we'll tighten this down. Not all the way, but we'll tighten it down. I have to loosen the bolt down there because this thing fell out, so I have to reattach it. So now let me just put these nuts back on here, and then I'll attach that bottom piece. Just don't want this thing moving, slipping out. It's really difficult to reattach it once it slips out. Back underneath the car again. Let's get that bolt slid in through there. Before we tighten it down all the way, there are also two more bolts that go right here, so I'm just gonna put those in there. I'll just let them rest. Alright, the bolts, they go right there, look like that. Slide them in there. Get a couple of threads on there, and then tighten this one down up here. Alright, let's torque the passenger side steering rack down to 74 foot-pounds. Yeah, 74 foot-pounds ain't no joke. There it is. Whew. Okay, next we'll reconnect the tie rod ends, which is as simple as sliding that up there. I will do the same thing on the other side and then put the bolt on. So here's the driver's side nut, and currently I'll just tighten it down by hand. We'll repeat the same procedure on the passenger side. Before we tighten everything down, let's go ahead and reattach these lines on the steering rack, because if we start moving this thing around, this thing's going to start just squirting power steering fluid. If you don't remove yours, great, but I ended up removing mine. Okay, so first power steering line, I just popped it in there. And it goes right into this one. There's no way it can fit into this one, so definitely goes into this one. Then the smaller one goes from here to there. So this is where this type of wrench comes in handy. we're going to just come right here, and as you can see, it just slips in, and then we can tighten it down. So both of these are number 12s, which I already tightened down. These are 5/8 or 60 millimeter if you're lucky to have one. You can tighten those down. And we have one more right there, which I'm gonna insert. And I think the other one is attached to the power steering pump, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna have to take a look because I don't see it anywhere else right here. Okay, so this line comes out, going down here, goes around. It actually attaches to the bottom one. I saw that it was slipping out from the top one, and when I put it in the bottom one, went in perfectly. Okay, now it's time to tighten down tie rods. And I don't know if you guys remember, but put this on top. You can use just a regular wrench. We need to put the Allen key as well so that we can tighten it down. Otherwise it will just spin. Made sure that the wheels are pointing forward. And now it's time to reconnect this power steering intermediate shaft onto here. Okay, so I slid the bolt out and push that on there. And then put the bolt back in. Now I'm gonna tighten that down. Okay, before we actually torque this down, I'm gonna remove it. And the reason being, simple. I wanna apply some loctite, and then we're gonna torque it down with 25 foot-pounds.